Hi everyone. We'll do a resume roast today. The idea is to understand the gaps in an existing resume, because of which the person may not be getting the desired interview calls, or maybe getting interview calls but not from the companies that he or she is looking for, or may not be getting interview calls at all. Okay, so this is an anonymized resume, and we'll go through the different aspects of how a resume is seen. Okay, and so let's get started. So this is a resume for a product manager of mid-level product manager, 8 years of experience, right? So let's say this person is looking for product manager roles in uh, let's say B2B companies. Now, when I read this, so as a recruiter, I will be going through hundreds of profiles in one go, right? So the first thing that I have when I look at this resume is this is a 2 page long resume. Okay, nothing wrong with a 2 page long resume, just that the probability of somebody going through all the details of the resume becomes reduced if it's a longer resume. Okay. The second aspect is that nothing stands out in this. This resume is not scannable. It has all the details, but it is not scannable. I have to read through all the specifics to understand what this person really is about. Okay, and there is no immediate first impression that I have about this person. Okay, so these are the immediate impressions. And mind you that a recruiter typically gives less than 30 seconds, which is also a very high number going through a resume. Okay, the idea is they would just scan through, okay, does this person have this, something like that, and then move forward. So in this particular case, let's say I may be looking for like whether this person has agile methodologies. Has he worked on agile projects, or has he worked on some impact driven projects? So when I'm looking at this, I see skills as Salesforce, React Native, AWS, Azure. I am still not seeing anything related to agile here. But yes, there is something release management may be close. But as a recruiter, people, many times they would not understand that release management will be similar to, similar to Scrum. Okay, there is indeed agile and Scrum, but it's a small part of it. Okay, the point is this resume is not optimized for scanning by the recruiter or the hiring manager. Now, let's say having said this, so this does not make any impression, so I have to read through all the details. Let's say I am a motivated recruiter and I actually go through all the details. Now, how do I read this? A results-driven technical project and product manager with over 8 years of experience managing agile, Scrum, and waterfall projects for technology organization. Experience with org-wide agile transformations, client and customer facing communication, stakeholder awareness, uh, leadership, organization, communication skills, experience building large teams. Now, see, it does not leave any impression. It is more or less a list of all the responsibilities that this person has undertaken. There is no reference to any impact in 8 years. Plus, there is no reference to the technology that this person has worked in. Okay, the goal of a summary is that you are able to give a immediate first impression of how you work, what you are as an individual. Okay, so and use only verifiable attributes. Okay, so whether you're motivated is not motivated cannot be verified by a recruiter in the resume in the interview. So it is best to write verifiable facts that give an immediate impression of what you are as a person. So, for example, if you have worked in payments, or if you have worked in fintech space or edutech space, it's a good place to mention these things that you have worked in the fintech domain. Okay, similarly, if you have worked with projects which have been multi-million-dollar projects, so let's say the scale of the project that you have worked in. So this place is also good, good place to mention that. If you have worked in large teams, so large team could mean different for different people. So let's say if you worked in teams where teams which are 8 to 10 members, this is a worth mention. This is a point worth mentioning here. If you have led people, if you have led junior product managers, or if you have led developers, okay, again, or if you had any type of reporting, it's a good point to mention here. If you have worked with CXO levels, okay, so these are the kind of attributes that you want to mention here. So a classic summary would sound something like that one attribute. So if you are results driven, okay, and then each element in your profile or in your resume should further prove that yes, this is indeed the summary. Okay, so 8 experience is an important attribute that one can mention here. But yes, and you have mentioned that agile, Scrum, and waterfall for technology organization. Now, it's a good place to write domain, as I said earlier. Experience with org-wide agile transformations. Now, Scale could have been a good place here. Okay. And leadership, organization, and communication skills. Please mention, how did you have leadership? So did you lead a team? Did you lead a project? How about the scale of the project? Okay. So this is the problem with the summary. Okay. Now another part that I see, which is a general problem with this particular resume is, now this is the most recent resume. So I am doing this resume on 29th May 2024. Okay, so this person has been in this organization for, let's say, 2 years now. Okay, the previous organization was also was less than 2 years. The previous was less than 1 year. Okay, but real estate wise on the resume, all of this have equivalent real estate. So this is a 4 pointer with some real estate. This is also a 4 pointer with some real estate. Now, somewhere where you have mentioned, where you have worked for less than 1 year, should not be given so much of real estate. Okay, you should mention only one thing, which was the most important thing that you did in that place in a year. Okay. Similarly, if this was one company to 15 to, if it is not relevant, please skip. You don't have to mention everything that you did in that organization. Okay. So real estate wise, this does not justify the importance. So your most important and most critical or influential experience should be on the top, and should be on the top. And yeah, so you need to have a chronological order, but real estate wise, give more real estate to influential things and less real estate to less influential projects. Okay, so the project that you have done 6 years ago is not as influential. Okay, you may the only takeaway from those projects could be, maybe you now have some knowledge about that particular domain. Okay, so the real estate distribution of the project is not fair here. Okay, now let's look at the text content here. Oversee technology agile teams to define the product vision, strategy, roadmap, and feature definition to deliver associate facing products that drive operational efficiency, cost savings, and revenue generation. I read the entire line, and the only thing I could do was that this is only a list of responsibility. It does not give me any impact or any result. Okay, in fact, this the first line on this resume is results driven technical project and product manager. Where is the result here? Okay, so either the a good way to write this is 20% reduction in cost through through improving the efficiency of associate facing products. Okay, so you don't want to just list down your response. This is listing down your responsibilities. Second part is led the ideation, research, development, change management, training, and launch. Now, it looks like this person might have truly done all of these things, but it is a lot of responsible application, resulting in 2.5 million in savings by increasing the accuracy and speed of associated tasks and increasing time to train new associates by 80% within first 6 months. Now, see, there is, as a person who is reading this for the first time, I am really not able to get that, was this a big impact or was this a small impact? It looks like it's a very big impact, but could it be this one person bringing a 2.5 million in savings? No, not really, right? So here a good so whenever you are talking about large impact, it is worth mentioning that what are the team that you work with. Okay, so a good item here could be team or team involved, and then you can say it involved eight peer product managers or 20 developers. Then you can say then it is then your impact is very, very relevant. Or let's say if you were the single person leading the entire project, mention it like that. So team involved. So you can say that led a team of, X developers, Y project managers, Y, Z designers, or something like that. Okay, so you want to make sure that the person reading the line is convinced about your impact in the project. And it does not come across as that you are the single person taking credit for the entire product that was launched. Developed and implemented automated deployment pipelines using CI/CD tooling. Now again, reducing deployment time by up to 90%. Now 90% is a very high claim. Now was the earlier tool exceptionally poor performing, and that's why just implementing the CI/CD got you here, or were there multiple smaller initiatives that were taken? Okay, many a times most of the resumes are filled with lot of technical details, but little insight into how did you really deliver it. So instead of writing 4 points in this particular experience, it is perfectly fine to do three, but write them in detail that gives a real impact of or real conviction about the work that you have done. Okay. Similarly, let's move on to the next one. Manager technology delivery. Now here, this person has written product manager, and now there is no reference to what was the product that was managed in this company. So if this was and there is merit in writing that what product did you manage, so that every line that you write here can be seen in that context. Okay, next is facilitated the technology department's agile transformation, created and implemented agile workflows, ceremonies, and processes. Now here also it is the create process creation, led technology and non-tech cross-functional as Scrum Master and a holistic delivery program manager, leveraging Scrum framework values and principles. Now this is all following the Scrum methodologies, right? But there is merit in saying that this is what it brought to the table. So let's say your time to launch could have been reduced when you have implemented Scrum, or your bugs in the system could have been reduced, or you could have a much better, you could have seen improved team culture as a part of implementing the Scrum process. So there is no impact that is highlighted in the first point. Same was true for this point in um, the first point of the first experience. The same is true for this. Maintained an annual portfolio budget of 4 million alongside product roadmaps. So here, the word like maintain does not make you come across as somebody who can lead products or somebody who can bring a lot of impact. It's like this person is given a project. This person can continue to continue to be in the same state without causing any deterioration. This is not a very desirable impression when you are fighting for a slot in such a competitive market. Delivered customer facing ancillary resident services, generated 1.5 million of revenue within first year. Again, 1.5 million, good deal. But what did you do to deliver this? Okay, so there is no detailing around conviction here. Delivered a refreshed customer profile experience, increasing traffic on a flagship website by 75%. uh, 10,200 unique account creations in the first. Again, did you do SEO to increase the traffic? Did you run ads to increase the traffic, or what all did you do to increase? Just a flagship, just having a flagship website will not, or you need to just a good customer profile experience will not lead to increased traffic, unless you specify what is that you changed in that customer profile experience. So again, there is merit in reducing these 5 pointers to maybe only 2 pointers, but elaborate them to right details so that it is easier to build conviction around your role in the entire project. Okay, winning team member of 2021 annual technology hackathon. So again, this is a bullet under this. This could have been placed better in terms of in the list of awards and recognitions. Okay. Associate product manager payments. Maintain and prioritize product backlog, responsible for driving product management, lifecycle back, collaborate with design teams, product engineers. Again, here also list of responsibilities. Work with cross-functional technology and non-tech groups to spearhead and deploy the foundational MVP functionality to adhere to the European PSD2 payments compliance, maintained an 85% payment approval rating in EEA within the first 2 months of enforcement. Now again, all of this is around maintenance. Okay, there is no quantifiable impact. The same thing. Okay, now uh, global developed and managed international. So a good way to, so you can use ChatGPT, and there are prompts available that can help you refine this to write it in shortened sentences or more impact driven sentences. So when I do a when I give a when I give a private resume feedback, I do share that list of ChatGPT prompts that one can use to improve each pointers and each bullet points in the resume. Okay, so that comes as a bonus when you book a resume rose service. So developed and managed internationally dispersed project portfolio for global IT organization, focusing on business continuity, modernization, cost reduction, productivity, efficiency, compliance controls, and information. See, even reading it is causing a bore. Okay, so you don't want to bore the recruiter or the hiring manager. Okay, you are not the person. You are not. You have not been hired. They are not, as you come from a place that they are not interested in you a lot. Okay, you are one of the 100 people that they are looking at. Okay, so make it interesting, make it easy to understand for them, make it fun to understand for them, rather than trying to figure out where will this person fit. Streamlined collaboration by increasing the usage of Google apps within the company, resulting in a decrease of 1200 Microsoft licenses. Again, what did you do to streamlined collaboration? Is such a broad term that it is very difficult to figure out that what did you do to increase the usage of Google apps within the company. So either you could have conducted trainings, or you could have you could have maybe training sessions or maybe awareness programs or maybe just reduce redundant apps and through proper documentation. So again, important to figure out. Now this is an experience which is about 8 years old. So there is no point adding four pointers to it. Okay, it is just unnecessary real estate. And along the suite of third party security. So bit 9 carbon black to all company endpoints. There is no context whatsoever. So context whatsoever for me as a hiring manager or a recruiter to give you any merit of the fact that you launched a suite of third party security software. Okay, so if you want to say that you have worked in security solutions, please mention that. Okay, that's the only. So you, in such cases, you want to specifically write what all did you bring to the table. Okay, so no point in listing down things you did as is. Every word that you write in the resume should help build a better impression of you in the eyes of the recruiter or the hiring manager. If you're not doing that, then your resume is not doing justice to the role it is supposed to play. Okay, now here it seems like a list of things without any compartmentalization or priority or order. So Salesforce is the first skills. Okay, and skills and tools are together. React Native. So I don't know. So Salesforce is supposed to be a tool. When you write skills, the first skill should be the most important skill that you want to highlight. So maybe if you are if so in the beginning when you write project manager, the most important skill should be agile / scrum methodologies should be the most important skill. Okay, now MS Office, HTML, CSS, GitHub. Now it's a mix of all the things. So there is Postman, there is UI UX, there is Balsamic, Sketch, Adobe CC, Zeppelin, InVision, and then there are Trello, Datadog, MS Office, HTML, CSS, GitHub. So you want to at least club all the project management related tools together. Then you want to club all the UX related tool together. Then you want to club all the tech related tools together, and then maybe other tools and skills. And if the skills and tools are different, there's merit in putting them differently. Plus, if you, as a product manager, if there are tools that you are very well versed with, so if you have written Balsamic, Sketch, Adobe CC, Zeppelin, InVision, then the idea should, then it's better that you may be well versed with one and not as well versed with the other two. So there is so always so you can write the level of skills that you have or level of expertise that you have in each. Okay, so in sense, if you want to list all of these things, and if you see job descriptions asking for specifically these tools, then there is merit in adding that. So here you have written Agile and Scrum, but Jira is missing here, which is often a commonly asked tool. So the idea is that use skills differently, tools differently, or if you want to put them together, at least make one hierarchy on how you want to list them. Either it should be in the order of how skilled you are, and it should be visible very upfront. So I don't know if this individual is more skilled in Salesforce and least skilled in customer and user research. If that is the case, it's a red flag for me. Okay, I would want a person who is, or generally speaking, product managers are, hired based on how good they are at customer empathy. Okay, the tools can be taught. Okay, but skills are difficult to teach. Okay, and then there is education certificates. Okay, so this is broadly about this particular resume. uh, One thing that you can do is you can look for job descriptions that you are aiming for and look at broad skills that they have mentioned, the keywords, and just do a control F and look for those in your resume. If you find that, then you can be assured that the ATS is also scanning it appropriately. Okay, so there is no problem with this particular format, but in the format in which this resume is written, but the point that is not, it makes it very uninteresting. So you can have ATS friendly resume that are also interesting. So this entire when I provide resume review services, I do provide such formats which are ATS friendly and are also interesting to read by the recruiters uh, and the hiring manager. So if you are looking at a service like this, please book using the link given on the website. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful, and all the best for your job search.